running here. We are back live here with, and I know I'm going to butcher that last name, but Carlos Concheso, is that right?
Concheso.
Concheso,
my
okay.
goodness.
Well,
It's one E, Jig.
I knew I was gonna butcher it at some point with this, but we have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here. We also have Jaybird Wells with her fabulous. I guess those are an ode to David the Gnome or something, and then we also have Mr. John Mosier, or as I like to refer to him, the biggest star in the business. Don't believe him, just ask him; he'll tell you. And then. We have Carlos. And Carlos, who is that sitting next to you there? That fine young gentleman with the nice haircut.
That's your press agent.
That's Mr. Marcos Concheso. He's my son. He's here with me today. And yeah, we're excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Now, Carlos,
Hey.
you and your son have traveled to over 90 countries. Tell us a little bit about this. This is just amazing, my man.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I have taken him. I have traveled to 93 countries myself, but I have taken him to 76 already. 76 countries, 7 wonders of the world. 6 continents. It has been a lot of great memories, experiences. Yeah.
Wow. So, are you guys basically you just jump in the car, jump on the plane, and just go to countries? Is that a hobby, or what's the deal here, baby? Tell me about all this.
Well, yeah, we plan it. We plan it with sometimes couple days ahead, sometimes months. Depending. One of our goals is I want Marcos to win the record Guinness as the youngest kid to visit all countries. So
That's awesome.
That's what I do. Thank God, my business, I can do it from anywhere around the world. And I'm able to do that from a computer. So when Marcos is off from school, I take him, almost everywhere we can.
So, what are your guys' frequent flyer miles look like? Good Lord.
It's crazy. Yeah, we are above the Ruby level in all those, like Delta, American Airlines, all that stuff. Yeah. We get to travel for free to a lot of places too with those miles, and also with the American Express card, we get a lot of miles. So it's very important to use those. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. So Marcos, are you like an international playboy already, going to all those places?
Oh, thanks, John.
I didn't say anything. I just said, are you an international playboy? Do the women come out there and go like, "Hey, what's up, big guy?"
Yeah.
He's got that savoir faire going. He's going like, "Yeah, when I was in the Riviera, to the girls at school," and they're like, "Oh wow, he really was."
That's awesome. So Carlos, tell me about some of the different countries that you and your son have visited, because I was just blown away when I got this from your press people. They're like, Carlos and his son have traveled to over 90 countries. I'm like, what? I have to talk to these people.
Yeah, really, it all started about 6 years ago. Like we haven't been, travel. All this traveling has been, lately. Our first big trip was in Rio de Janeiro, the FIFA World Cup. And it's because through my company, there was a big contest, and I won that one. It was you could only win one person per continent. I was the one chosen for North America. So my son and I, we had a chance to go there to the FIFA World Cup. And right there, that trip was really important, because we went to Christ the Redeemer there, and that's when we realized
cool.
that it was one of the 7 wonders of the world, one of the 7 modern wonders. And we were like, hey, we want to go to all 6. At that time, I didn't have the money to do it, but because, like I said, that was a trip that I earned. But I said, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll do it. So it took us almost 2.5 years to go to the second 7 wonder. But then with the other 5, we did it in less than 6 months. We did it very fast. So that trip to Rio de Janeiro is what still to this day, and Marcos probably agrees with that, it was our favorite trip. Right,
Best
Marcus?
trip.
Best trip. The one with the best memories and everything. And it was also Father's Day when we went to the game there.
Oh, that's sweet. It's great timing.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Marcus, besides
yes.
Rio, where's the most favorite place you've been so far?
I like China too.
China.
China,
The Great Wall of China.
Great Wall of China.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, the Great Wall of China was very impressive too. He wanted to walk the whole thing. We were like, no, we don't have time for that. He wanted to walk all the way. I'm like, come back. Right, Marcus? Yeah, it was good.
So you guys have traveled the world. Carlos and his son have traveled over 90 countries. So besides some of these, obviously the contest, winning with the World Cup, but what are some of these other countries? What made you guys want to go to these countries?
Yeah. Also, I'm an influencer for Hard Rock, the Hard Rock Cafe. So they have sponsored a couple of my trips, So they have over 200 Hard Rocks around the world. I have visited already 157 of them. So that has helped as well. We try to go to those big cities where they are located. And it's because when I grew up in Cuba, the first 18 years of my life, I was in Cuba, very poor, very humble. And then I moved to Spain, and the first restaurant that I visited there that my brother took me in Madrid was Hard Rock Cafe in Madrid. So that's when I realized I was looking at the menu. At that time, it said that they were located in over 100 countries. I didn't even know, at the age of like 20 or so, 18, I didn't know there were over 100 countries. But I said, you know what? One day I'm gonna make it there. And actually, we were supposed to be over 100 countries already by now, but because the virus and everything, we haven't been able to. This is the first spring break that we don't get to travel, but it's all right. Everything will be fine soon.
That's awesome. We have got two great guests with us today, Carlos and his son. They are world travelers, literally world travelers. They've traveled to over 90 countries. So, with this whole thing, what are some of the top, for instance, give us the top 5 countries you guys have visited. Tell us about some of these.
Top 5, I really love Dubai. Was impressive, right, Marcos? Dubai.
A 6-star hotel.
There were 6-star hotels, like the hotels are amazing. And they have the biggest everything. They have the biggest airport, the biggest mall, the tallest building. They are all about that. And we were there 6 days, and we were just talking about it like 2 days ago. We were doing the ATV we almost get killed there. Yeah, we also what was that?
That's amazing. So do you each have as far as the top 5 countries? Do you guys have different lists, or is it pretty much the same across the board?
What are some of your favorite markets other than China? China, Brazil, Dubai. I really enjoy a lot when we went to Greece. Greece is amazing. We went to Athens, Greece, Mykonos.
Yeah, Greece was nice.
Greece was very nice. And
Huh?
huh?
Oh, I was just going to say, what was your favorite place there in Greece?
Athens. Remember, Marcus, when we were walking through all the monuments and everything? Athens was pretty cool. And in Mykonos, I remember we rented a car there, and it was like a convertible. We went to all the beaches there. It was a lot of fun there. And we also enjoyed India. India was very special too. It's different cultures.
In Egypt, we rode a camel.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
The pyramids, right? It was so hot.
What about Jordan with the donkey?
Oh, tell them about Jordan. Jordan. Yeah, we went to Jordan.
We rode donkeys at Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those can be as stubborn as the camels.
No, screw the donkey. I want the camel.
Yeah, the camel was fun. Yeah. Those things are pretty high. I didn't know, so high, and we were like, what? And it was over 100 degrees there, Fahrenheit. It was so hot. We went like in July or August. I don't recommend going in the summer.
It was a dry heat, right? Just kidding. I said it was a dry heat, right? Just kidding there.
Yeah,
Just being a smart aleck.
Yeah. We also enjoy cruises a lot. You know, like cruise ships is the way to travel a lot because you get to like just go to the important places and go back on the ship. So, and but yeah, I recommend guys. I know not everyone can do it, but because we couldn't do it for many years. But I recommend to spend money, in experiences instead of just buying stuff. Instead of just buying, like the newest PlayStation, the biggest TV, or whatever. Like experiences. This morning, I was just looking at pictures, and I sent him some pictures, and his mom, and we were just looking at pictures from like 5-6 years ago, and that's priceless. That's what those memories are better than just like a new car.
Yes, and I will have to commend you on that whole thing because yeah, I've often been told by various people, they're like, well, why do you go do all these different things? And I'm like, it's the experience.
The
Yeah.
adventure.
It's the adventure, And so talk to us about some of the, we've talked about all the cool stuff that happens when you guys go into these countries.
Yeah.
Has there been any scary things that have happened? In any things you guys have been like, I don't think we're going back here.
Honestly, in over 90 countries, my only like bad experience like that, it was in Russia, in Moscow, Russia. I almost got killed there.
Wow.
That trip I went with my mom and Marcos, my son, and it was like a layover, like a 15 hours layover, and they decided to stay in the airport, so I just went out by myself. And when I went out by myself, on the way back to the airport, it was dark. It was kind of snowing. It was really cold. And one of the taxi drivers, he locked all the doors. I couldn't open. And he was asking for money. He's like, it's 600. I'm like, 600 what? I'm thinking it's their currency. No, $600. I'm like, you crazy? I didn't even pay from Miami to Moscow that much. And he's like, all right, maybe you are not understanding. So he brought someone on Bluetooth, on the speaker, saying like, bring him to the office. We're gonna disappear him. Like it was like the Russian mafia, I guess.
Holy
I don't know.
smokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh,
I was like, what? And I usually don't travel with all that money, but I had it with me. So I was like, you know what? Let me give him this because, it's my life. And, my mom and my son are at the airport. And so I just gave him the money. And then when I gave the 600, he's like, give me 100 more. I'm like, what? So I'm like, open the doors first. So he opened the doors and I just ran out. But he dropped me off like 2 blocks away from the airport. But it's also my fault because I didn't pay attention. There was, I recommend everyone traveling international and everything in general, try to follow your guts. I kept getting signs like someone told me, do not just take a taxi from the street. Ask the police. And I'm like, I'm not going to ask the police for a taxi. But, I was supposed to, And then when there was a line of taxis and I was supposed to get into the taxi that was there. And this guy just showed up in a black Mercedes. And he was like, no, he comes with me. And I, just innocent. I'm like, okay, I'll go with you. I didn't go with the taxi. I went with this guy that he didn't even have a taxi sign, So just stuff like that, and then I was supposed to take, then while I was inside the car, I saw a train that I knew there was a train going to the airport and there was a lot of traffic. And I was going to tell him, hey, drop me off here at the train station. I'll pay you, until here. But anyways, yeah, just that was the most scariest part.
Jeez.
I guess we're blessed. We've been in the favelas in Brazil, that is the really bad places. We've been in the bad neighborhoods in Mexico, Cuba, and in India, and many countries, but we never had any bad memories like that.
That's awesome.
in Mexico, they tell you can't drink the water and you can hardly brush your teeth in the water. What countries did you visit that you couldn't brush your teeth in the water?
In the water, that really hasn't happened to us. No, that we, let me think. Yeah, when we go, we don't drink the water from the faucet or anything like that, but I haven't noticed, right, Marcus? No, we haven't noticed that. No, we, no. we that's not we haven't noticed that. I guess I don't know.
You've been
But,
very lucky, Carlos.
very lucky.
You've been-
Yeah.
So
But
John,
yeah.
John, what do you make of the fact they almost disappeared him?
Oh, that's scary. That's way scary, especially you disappear over there in Russia. You aren't going to be found. I hate to say.
No,
Like that.
if you lose your passport, you can't get back.
Yeah, you have to go to the local embassy, the U.S. embassy, and get one. And that's another story that we can tell you really quick. For the people listening, I didn't know. Even though I've been traveling so much, I'm gonna give you 2 tips. Number one, if you travel a lot, you could get a passport for the same price that has 52 pages instead of 26. Like we kept renewing our passport, like we're in our 4th passport already or so, because it was 26 pages. And then one day when I was applying, it was like a question, something like, would you like to get for the same price 52? I'm like, yeah, I didn't know that. So that's one thing. This past summer, we did like a tour in Asia, and we were going into Bali, Indonesia,
Okay.
and we went in there. Bali, Indonesia, Marcos was not allowed to go in because he only had 3 pages left on his passport, and they require a minimum of like 4 pages. They want a stamp. They want a whole page to stamp. So before you travel to some countries, make sure you have a lot of pages and find out if you need a visa. A lot of countries you can get a visa when you land. When you go there at the airport at arrival, you get visas. But other countries, you have to request them in advance, So that's not going to happen to us again. Now we know. We had to go to the embassy in Bangkok and get in Bangkok, Thailand, and get an emergency passport with more pages.
Wow.
But then when we went to Bali, they said, no, we don't accept emergency passports. So we were like, forget it. We had to spend the night at the airport.
Wow.
Is there any place you haven't been to that you want to go?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would love to go to Morocco. Morocco. We haven't been there yet. And Bora Bora is a very nice island. Bora Bora is Fiji. Yeah, there's a couple of places in Latin America that I haven't visited yet because, for example, Venezuela. It's very dangerous to go there now, but I heard it's beautiful. And they require a visa that it takes more than a month. And yeah, there's 196 countries, so I still have more than halfway to go.
So you guys, you're trying to get in the Guinness book.
Yeah.
What is the process? Have you talked with the Guinness Book people yet? Have they given you?
Yeah. We fill out an application. First as the youngest kid to visit the 7 wonders of the world, but they said that they rejected it because Marcos has to be at least 16 to do that, and he just turned 14, so there's 2 more years to go. So
Why
to
is
apply.
the age a problem?
I guess they explained it to me. They don't want people taking advantage of kids, like to break records and things like that.
Gotcha.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah. They just want them to be like older, 16. So that's the thing. I think as of right now, the youngest person is like 22. It was a lady to do it. So Marcus has a shot. But yeah,
yes, he does have a shot at this.
well, countries, we like to talk to the people there. We help them too. We're always like, I remember one time, a couple of times we brought suitcases of toys and things like that for the kids there. And, we love doing that.
I think that's
as well.
awesome. I think that's awesome. Well, I guess before we let you go, I'll have John and Jay ask you some final questions here. Jay, you have any final questions here before we turn it over to Mr. John to ask the final questions?
Did you bring any knick-knack homes? Any memorabilias?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I collect the shot glasses from Hard Rock Cafe. I have visited 157 of them. So I have the shot glasses. And Marcos, what do
I
you
collect snow globes.
Okay,
Snow
that's
globe.
what I
Cool.
want to
That's
know.
awesome. That's awesome.
Marcos collects snow globes, and he has so many shelves full of them, full of those things. And the most expensive one was in Zurich, in Switzerland. Most of snow gloves, they are $10, $12. That one, the cheapest was like $36, $38.
Jeez.
Switzerland is very expensive.
It
It's the
made
most
a gold plate?
What is that?
What was it? Was it gold plated, Carlos?
No, it's just a normal thing. It's not. Yeah, no. It's just like everything there is very, very expensive in Switzerland.
Wow.
That's where they have all the money, all the banks, and everything.
So, John, do you have any final questions here for Carlos before we let him and his son go for today?
One for both of them. What is the weirdest thing, in your opinions, that you've seen them do through all your travels? Like you're just kind of like looking at it and you're like, oh gosh, no.
Oh, I'm thinking like in India, New Delhi. While we're driving, you see bulls and cows, like going in the street, and right. When we went to Taj Mahal, we went to South Africa, but yeah, that's kind of normal in Africa because the safaris and things. But you're in the hotels, just in your hotel, just chilling, and you could see like a monkey go inside your room.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Africa. I really
awesome.
like Africa.
Yeah, Africa, they just take, you could be, let's say you're drinking a Coke and some chips, whatever, you just put it there on the table, and they just come and grab them.
A little monkey.
Little monkeys, yeah. That's one of my favorite countries too.
That's
South Africa
awesome.
was amazing. We went with my dad for Father's Day, and we even went on top of like one of those hot air balloons. Hot air balloons was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
sweet.
Fantastic. Well,
Now,
I
cultures are
appreciate.
different cultures and everything, but at the end we're all one. We're all the same.
Right.
Yes.
We're going after our dreams and to protect our families and be happy and collect memories regardless of religion or country or status, whatever. Everybody's so the same. That's what I've noticed in going to over 90 countries. Everybody's different, but everybody's going after the same, happiness and enjoy their
I think
families.
that's awesome. I think that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us today, and it's definitely been a fun conversation, and we'll have to do this again. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Happy Easter. Take
Thank
care.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
We are going to take a break and come back with more on the other side. It is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast, coast to coast and Boda to Boda. We have got all sorts of things coming up. We're going to hopefully have them